Hello, everybody. It's Tarek here. I wanted to create this video because this is a one of the first parter series in a much larger spectrum of what we're doing here at the SSPC or Liberty Contracts, and this has to do with actually giving you that information, all the documentation, historical, legal, etc., that you actually need to be aware of in order to be successful with claiming your sovereignty, maintaining your sovereignty, creating notices, creating many different other documentation that we talk about, and also creating agreements, security agreements, so on and so forth. So these documents that we cover in these videos are super important in order for you, so that you can actually understand what what is the historical context of these documents. I'm going to be going through all these documents in each and every other video that is subsequent to this. So this may be the first video if you're watching this on our Liberty Contract application. It is a paid subscription service, so if you have not paid and you're watching this, I really don't know what to say. But if you have paid, you should be watching this at the moment. Or if you're already watching this, thank you for your support. I appreciate that. Give me one moment here. Okay, so let me get started with the document itself. There we go. So this is the Cestui Act of 1666, written and in effect, written and under effect by the British government. I apologize for that little tab there. So you see in the heading, in the beginning of this heading, it says changes to legislation. There are currently no known outstanding effects for the Cestui Act 1666. And we'll see the end of the documentation a little later. And because I have to, this is more important for you to go through in the beginning, and then I'll explain the significance of that header there. Cestui Act 1666. This is the Great Britain shield with the unicorn representing silver and the lion representing the gold, and then the two crowns here are representative of Great Britain and France. This one's France. This one's Great Britain. Actually, I apologize. They're both French. Apparently, they have the French coat of arms, and they also have the German the coat of arms, the German coat of arms, for whatever strange reason. That is something that I didn't really see that before, but anyways, the unicorn is also wearing a necklace that has the French symbol and the Dutch symbol, which is fairly interesting. Dui est mon droit, so of my own, God has my right. So I'll let you explore further what this actually means, this shield means, but just a very quick overview of what the shield, the symbolism of the shield is. The harp represents Ireland, and the dragon represents Wales. Okay, and then these three other lions, whatever they are, represent the lower and upper kingdom of Great Britain, of UK and Scotland. All right, so let's get started. 1666, chapter 11, 18, and 19. Chapter 2. An act for redress of inconveniences by want of proof of the diseases of persons beyond the seas or absenting themselves upon whose lives estates do depend. What that statement means is that this act creates a convenience for those people, or rather, it is to provide remedy or the inconvenience that is caused for those people who are perceived as deceased, but then they come back alive, and whose estate, living estate, is actually their duty to be under them. And so this is what it's saying, is that we will provide you with the remedy that if you come back and claim your life, you will be able to do certain things. X1 recital that Cestui. Sorry, let me highlight that. My mouse is doing terrible things right now. Recital that Cestui have gone beyond the sea, and that revisioners cannot find out whether they are alive or dead. So right there, it tells you in bold letters. Whereas the diverse lords of manors and others have granted estates by lease for one or more life or lives, or else for years determinable upon one or more life or lives, and it hath often happened that such person or persons, okay, for whose life or lives such estates have been granted, have gone beyond the seas, or so absented themselves for many years, that the lessers and revisioners cannot find out whether such person or persons be alive or dead by reason whereof such lessers and revisioners have been held out of possession of their tenements. Whereof such lessers and revisioners have been held out of possessions of their tenements for many years, after all the lives upon which such estates depend are dead, in regard that the lessers and revisioners reverse. I keep mispronouncing this word here. It's reversioners, when they have bought actions for the recovery of their tenements, have been put upon it to prove the death of their tenants, when it is almost impossible for them to discover the same, for remedy of which mischief so frequently happening to such lessers or reversioners. Editorial information. My mouse is doing funny things, so I'm not going to try and highlight that because it's going to cause problems. Editorial information. Abbreviations or contractions in the original forms of this act have been expanded into modern lettering in the text set out above and below. So there are some modifications. I'm not going to read that, but they have a short title. They have Statute Law Revisions Act of 1948. You can go look that up. So you see that just there alone, Statute Law Revision Act 1948, and I'll cover that in a separate video, because this video would be too long then. But as you can see, that this law has been in effect since 1666, and it is right there, 1948. They made a revision in as recent as 1948. I mean, some of you were actually born before that period, before that time, if I'm not mistaken. And if you were born before that time, well, congratulations, you're still alive. Or maybe it could be that your parents were born at that time and they're still somewhat alive, right? So this is fairly recent. I mean, what, 70 years almost? It's give or take, right? 80 years, whatever it is. So it's not that long ago. Even 400 years, 500 years, these are fairly recent events. Up to 500 years is a recent event, because in nature there is no real time. Nature is boundless, endless. It has billions and billions of years. And see, it says on every heading here, changes to legislation. There are currently no known outstanding effects for the Cestui Act 1666, and we'll get to that. Anyone tells me the date that it was generated on, the document that was generated on. This was generated on August 21st. So this is fairly recent. This was last or 2 months ago. Sister QB remaining beyond sea for 7 years together and no proof of their lives, judge in action to direct a verdict as though Sister QB were dead, which is why we have the live life claim, or the live life claim, however you want to pronounce that, which tells these authorities, especially the port authorities, the Navy and the pirates that are, the buccaneers, whoever they are, the profiteers, that you're alive. The Postal Service, the Department of Transportation, these people are all profiteers. And so we tell them, hey, look, no, we're not dead, we're alive. And so, because the birth certificate system puts you in this 2D layer of administration, and then because there have been some very malicious things that have went on because of these people who have actually put these things in place, but then they were either hijacked by people who had neuroses, or people who were just simply narcissistic, and they screwed us up pretty badly. So you can see that with your own eyes here. Let's continue. If such person or persons for whose life or lives such estates have been or shall be granted as foresaid, shall remain beyond the seas or elsewhere, absent themselves in this realm by the space of 7 years together. I apologize. Okay. 7 years, 7 years together, and no sufficient and evident proof be made of the lives of such person or persons, respectively, in any action commenced for recovery of such tenements by the lessors or reversioners. In every such case, the person or persons upon whose life or lives such estate depended shall be accounted as naturally dead. And in every action brought for the recovery of the said tenements by the lessors or reversioners, their heirs or assigns, the judges before whom such action shall be brought, shall direct the jury to give their verdict as if the person so remaining beyond the seas or otherwise absenting himself were dead. Here it is. Here's my interpretation. Please don't hold this to anything, okay? What this paragraph is saying is that even if you were alive yourself, but you did not claim yourself to be alive, you would be considered as remaining beyond the seas or otherwise absenting himself as dead, or were dead, as if they were dead. So you not claiming your life will directly pin a mark on you that says that you're dead. Well, it's not like a mark that's pinned on you, not physically anyways, but in their system, you are considered dead and lost at sea. That is why you get your PAL license as all capital letters, or your driver's license as your last name capitalized. Now, here's a funny story before I continue. A lawyer that I met a couple of months ago said something to the effect of that, oh, this is just stylization, the name on my driver's license, that the last name is just a stylization, capitalized, so we can understand that this is your last name. Bullshit. I call bullshit on that. And you know why that is? Because that is the format that the government has given us. Last name first on the driver's license anyways, then the first name, and then the last name. That's absolute crap. So they already know their system. What the hell is this? This is not stylization. This is literally the Cestui QV charter. So now you can see, you can begin to understand the power of the live life claim that we are offering in our programs, right? So once you claim yourself, that's a different story. When you have claimed yourself, then you can do some really cool stuff. And I'm not going to get into that in this video because that would be just too long, but let's continue here. I'm not going to read these. They have had many amendments, textual amendments, and there have been repeals or whatever it was. It looks like Section 2 was repealed by Statute Law Revision Act 1948. So there are some things that were repealed and they're not included here. So Section 2, Section 3 were amended and they no longer exist. I'll try to get to the full version for you guys, the one that was not repealed, or I'll just kind of cover that in the next section or in the next video. I apologize. Section 4. If the supposed dead man proved to be alive, then the title is revested. Action for mean profits with interest. So what that means is, say that you come back alive and you claim yourself to be alive, and that there are witnesses that say, yes, this man is alive or a woman is alive. Then the title is revested, meaning what? The title is broken. There's a chain there's a link, right? The title is towards you being dead, and that title is now revested, meaning that re means no, vested means vested in something, right? So no vested means in this context, and I'm using a little bit of the help from the parsec syntax here, is that now there's a break in the chain, in the linking of the chain, that said that you were dead every 7 years. You were considered dead every 7 years. Now that chain has been broken. And action for mean profits with interest. So this further tells you that there needs to be an action that gives profit back to that person with interest for the period that they were absent. This has to do with the IOUs, the currency exchange that we have currently going on in this world. Okay. So we'll talk about Section 4 in detail. Again, in another video. I'm only reading this document. It has nothing to do with any details of any kind. I'm only explaining a few things here and there, but I'm not going to do too much here. X2, provided always that if any person or persons or okay, I think there was a mistake here, and then they put it in the brackets, and those brackets mean that it doesn't exist on the paper. That if any person or persons shall be evicted out of any lands or tenements by virtue of this act, and afterwards, if such person or persons upon whose life or lives such estate or estates depend shall return again from beyond the seas, or shall on proof in any action to be brought for recovery of the same be made to appear to be living or to have been living at the time of the eviction, that then and from thenceforth a tenant or lessee or leasee who was outed of the same, his or her executors, administrators, or assigns shall or may re-enter, repossess, have hold, and enjoy the said lands or tenements in his or their former estate for and during the life or lives or so long term as the said person or persons upon whose life or lives the said estate or estates depend shall be living, and also shall upon acting or actions action or actions to be made to be brought by him or them against the lessors, reversioners, or tenants in possession or other persons respectively, which since the time of the said eviction receive the profits of the said lands or tenements, recover for damages the full profits of the said lands or tenements respectively with lawful interest for and from the time that he or they were outed of the said lands or tenements, and kept or held out of the same by the said lessors, reversioners, tenants, or other persons who, after the said eviction, received the profits of the said lands or tenements, or any of them respectively, as well in the case when the said person or persons upon whose life or lives such estate or estates did depend are or shall be dead at the time of bringing of the said action or actions, as if the said person or persons were then living. Now, I don't know why they put this in these little brackets. This means that this thing is not on the page. According to the maritime law, it's in a box. So it's actually not on the page. I don't know how much of that they will accept, but it looks like this is pretty clear in terms of what they're trying to say. If the supposed dead man proved to be alive and the title is revested, so on and so forth, what are some of the actions that need to take place with regards to those people who are either executor administrators or assigns, and what rights or powers they have for this person. Now, maybe we should go and define what lessers reversioners means. Okay, here it is. I'm going to share this. Now, do not take this as be all and end all. This is just a general definition. This is not the law. This is not the law definition in the Black's Law Dictionary or any of the other dictionaries that is out there that are out there. It says reversioner means any person having an interest in the premises, being an interest in reversion expectant, whether immediately or not on the tenancy. Reversioner means in respect of each leasehold property, any person entitled to an interest in reversion, whether immediate or immediate. You see that? You see what they did there? Immediate or immediate. Parsing syntax, by the way. Whose consent is necessary to the assignment or subletting or license of any of the leasehold properties, and relevant reversioner shall be construed accordingly. So really the maritime law has to do with property. Or sorry, I apologize. The Cestui charter has to do with properties. I apologize for this switching here there. Editorial information, I'm not going to read that. That if you file the correct paperwork, like we are showing you, okay, then you're unstoppable. The public servants are supposed to serve the public. You are part of the public. Who are the public? The person or the persons. There are many persons on this planet. So if you really want to gain the maximum advantage of the system as you can, I would advise that you make legal correspondence or joinder with legal correspondence joinder with the administration, admiralty law, maritime law in the proper way, that how we're showing you. We have done this in the past, and that's why we were even showing you how to do this. Of course, this is really only for freedom lovers and those people who want liberty, and not necessarily they don't want to be sovereign citizens, another false term for those people who don't understand the legal definition of a citizen. So really this has to do with the liberty of men and women. Thank you so much, everybody, for being in this video with me, and I look forward to giving you another piece of documentation that we will be doing in the next video. I don't know what that video is because there's a lot of documentation to cover, and I have not yet decided as of recording, as at the time of recording of this video, what document that shall be. So I will be, once actually I record that, then you will know instantly what that document is, obviously. Both of these, all of this information, our free podcast and our paid podcast are available on the app Liberty Contracts, which will be available to you for download. If it is already available for download and you're watching this from the app, thank you so much for your support. Please share this app with your friends and family and those people who cherish liberty, so we can take back what is rightfully ours the right way without being belligerent or violent. Lastly, before I go, if you wish to enroll in the Live Life Claim program, then please give us a contact. Please get in contact with us in the following way. So we have the We have the newsletters that if you've already signed up for, thank you. You can directly respond to one of those newsletters that are coming in, or you may actually contact us with the following number: 403 463 6609. This is a direct line which will take you to either myself or one of the staff members who are eager and willing to help you to cross the bridge. Hold your hand, cross the bridge to the other side, which is also wonderful. We love where we are at right now. Everybody feels free, at liberty to do what they want. Until next time, thank you so much. This is Tariq from Liberty Contracts and SSPC.